Hey guys, what's going on? ZeroArmada here. Have a weapon system update commentary for you guys. I'm just gonna kind of briefly go over some of the differences and changes that the weapon system has brought since the update. Hopefully it'll help you out and give you a better understanding overall of what's changed and what's happened to the weapons in Blacklight. And simply put, the new weapon system is kind of the CSification of Blacklight Retribution. So Counter-Strike Source, if you play Counter-Strike Source, you'll probably have a good grasp or a good concept of how the weapons behave now, in terms of predefined recoil patterns and spread patterns and such. And ultimately, that's just the new weapon system in a nutshell. Changes. Spread now has static values, meaning there's no max or minimum spread now. There's only a static value for spread. It will never bloom outside of its predefined static value for spread. There's now aim spread, hip fire spread, and there's a newly added movement spread stat for spread based on how you move in game. Defined recoil patterns for weapons. Essentially, every weapon now has a kind of a trend or a pattern it follows when you shoot a weapon. So it has a predefined shape like an L shape or a sideways L shape or a diagonal shape that it follows. There's no random patterns. You can easily predict where the gun will shoot if you've shot it a couple times or if you're used to it. So you're going to have a lot more consistency. And finally, recoil cap for vertical distance. That's basically kind of similar to the spread values. Your gun will not really fly off your screen. Similar to how it used to be in the past, where you can basically shoot your gun and it can go to Canada if you had enough ammunition. It would just keep going. But now, vertical recoil is capped, so that's not going to be an issue now. And ultimately, what's the result of all this stuff? Better hit registration because your bullets are more consistent and there's no random luck of the draw or lotto shot concept in the game now. Shorter time to kill duration. This is kind of a side effect of the better hit registration. People die a lot quicker now because bullets are more precise, bullets are more consistent. You don't have that lapse in hit registration as we did in the past. And finally, consistent and predictable weapons. And ultimately, like I said earlier, once you've shot a gun with a similar build a couple times, or once you've played a while with a gun, you'll have a good grasp of how it reacts and how it behaves, and compared to the past where you really didn't have an idea. You knew a generalization idea or a generalized region or area that your gun might shoot at, but you never had a predefined pattern or precise route that you can kind of follow when you're shooting your gun to kind of counter the recoil and the spread. But now you can do that, and now you can, if you put in the practice, you can kind of master a gun quite easily compared to before. So you guys are probably going to ask, what's the OP weapons now, or what should I use? Personally, and talking to a couple other people, I'm just based off experience, heavy assault rifle or the HAR and the tactical SMG or the TSMG, those are now the weapons to use. Hopefully that'll change as the balancing, all that stuff kind of tweaks everything out and hopefully makes it all consistent and balanced. But for now, if you want recommendations, those are probably two of the best weapons right now in game. SMG's also been really good and consistent. Burst fire rifles, deadly, close range and medium range. Recoil kind of makes it less favorable in long distance engagements. But those are probably two of the receivers I'd recommend you guys go ahead, try them out, and invest your time into practicing and using for the time being. And then some issues that I've kind of experienced. First off, AR still has randomized spread and recoil. It's not consistent at times. You don't have the predefined patterns. You still get the randomized spread on several occasions when you're playing around with it. So I definitely recommend you guys steer clear of that for now. Time to kill too short. That's kind of a side effect of the fact that the guns have better hit registration. Hopefully they dial that in, whether it's like kind of a damage reduction across the board or some other method. I think that time to kill needs to be a little bit longer. And then settling the guns too obstructive. What I mean by that is when your gun's kind of going to the idle position after you shoot a gun, it just doesn't feel right. It feels like sometimes like the grinding gears, or it just feels really coarse, like the way your gun kind of goes back to the idle position on specific receivers like the BFR, especially in the assault rifle on several occasions. So hopefully they kind of look into that, 'cause that's kind of something I've seen like when I've been messing around with the guns. It just doesn't feel right on several occasions. But that's it for the issues. I'm going to go into the game. I'm going to do like a little bit more of a visual representation of how the guns behave before and after, and hopefully that'll give you a better and more clearer idea of everything and how it works with the new weapon system. So here we go. We have the heavy assault rifle. This is hip fire first. Just firing 2 clips of it. You can kind of see the bullets just go all over the place, and they go pretty high up on the wall. If you kind of see closely, you'll see the bullets just kind of randomly, shoot themselves, and you'll see the outlines like just like stop it midway because the bullets kind of just go wild after that. And you'll see this in slow motion. You'll see the bullets don't really have a predefined path, or just kind of randomly being placed on the wall. And hopefully that kind of helps out. Of course, there's a little bit of lens flare, so you might not be able to define it pretty clearly. But you'll see that the bullets just really don't have any set path or a set course. Now I'm going to do ADS for the assault or the heavy assault rifle before the weapon system update. Just pretty much a straight line, and you'll see it in slow motion again. You probably won't see it because the lens flare is kind of obstructing it, so you can't really get a good view of it. But ADS is a little bit more accurate than hipfire, of course, for this particular demonstration, but you still have that factor of randomized spread and recoil for the heavy assault rifle in this particular example. Now after, you'll see it's pretty much kind of a flipped L that's kind of rotated, and that's like every time I shoot it, a hip fire. So you see the hip fire is a lot more in tune, a lot more kind of compact and kind of tighter in terms of the bullet spread and how it's kind of being used, and you'll see the outline there. Then one more time for good measure, and you'll see it's pretty consistent in terms of, you have a really good idea of where the gun's going to be shooting. Then one more time, this one's going to be for ADS or aim down sight. Pretty similar shape. It's a lot more compact. So you can tell ADS is a little bit more dialed into the hipfire. Hipfire is a lot more accurate than before, but ADS is, of course, an added benefit if you use it more effectively. You have tighter bullet spread and tighter bullet patterns, and then there's an outline for that as well. So you got that out of the way. That's after the weapon system update. You can kind of see a comparison, and that's pretty much it for a little commentary about how the weapon system differs before and after the update. Hopefully that's cleared some stuff out for you guys. I'm definitely planning on making some weapon build guides for every receiver after the update, so look forward to that. And for the time being, hopefully soon. And if you have any more questions or comments about the new weapon system, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And thanks for watching as always, guys. Really do appreciate it.